What if everything you're experiencing right now is not random? What if the people you meet, the opportunities that appear, the setbacks that haunt you, they're not accidents, but mirrors? Mirrors of your most persistent beliefs. Not just the ones you repeat out loud, but the ones you carry quietly, deep within, the ones that shape how you see the world, and in turn, how the world sees you. What if the life you're living isn't something happening to you, but something you're attracting, one thought, one belief at a time? Most people walk through life as if they're passengers. They think circumstances control their reality. They blame luck, fate, or the actions of others. But ancient teachings, esoteric traditions, and modern quantum theory whisper a different truth, one that feels hidden in plain sight. You are not just a passive observer of reality. You are a magnet. What you believe becomes what you attract. Let's go deeper. Imagine your beliefs as the blueprint of your inner world. They form like invisible threads, weaving a tapestry of expectations, fears, desires, and assumptions. These threads send out subtle signals to the universe, like radio frequencies calling back experiences that resonate with your inner signal. This is not metaphorical. Your brain is wired to seek confirmation of your beliefs. It filters reality, bending your perception to match what you already assume to be true. And as you begin to expect certain outcomes, you unknowingly shift your choices, your actions, your energy, until the external world begins to mirror what was once only a thought. This is the unseen architecture of reality. It's not magic, it's alignment. Think of the person who always believes that people are untrustworthy. Even if they meet kind souls, they'll find reasons to be suspicious. They'll interpret gestures through a lens of doubt. Eventually, they may provoke betrayal or push others away, creating the very reality they feared. And then they'll say, "See, I knew it." But what they don't realize is that their belief didn't reflect reality. It created it. Now flip it. Think of someone who believes they are worthy of love, opportunity, abundance. Not in a forced, arrogant way, but as a deep, grounded truth. That belief becomes a compass. They speak differently. They walk differently. They make bold decisions. They notice doors others don't even see. And because of that, they attract situations that confirm their inner reality. This is not about delusion. It's about precision. Your belief is like a lens that filters how you interpret events. But more than that, it shapes how you show up in the world. And how you show up determines what flows toward you. The universe doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are in alignment with. If you say you want peace but believe the world is hostile, you'll attract conflict. If you say you want abundance but carry the belief that money is evil or scarce, you'll sabotage opportunities. You cannot out-manifest your core beliefs. They are the gatekeepers of your experience. So here's the uncomfortable truth. If you want to change your life, you must confront what you believe, especially the beliefs you don't even know you're holding. Most beliefs are unconscious. They were inherited in childhood, absorbed from culture, trauma, repetition. They hide behind your thoughts, shaping how you react, how you dream, how you love. And unless you pause, observe, and question, they will quietly dictate your fate. Start small. Begin to notice your internal reactions. When you see someone succeed, do you feel inspired or envious? That reaction reveals a belief. When you fail, do you say, "I'm not good enough," or "I'm learning"? That self-talk is a mirror. When someone compliments you, do you deflect it or receive it? That moment reveals how worthy you truly feel. These micro moments are not meaningless. They are clues. And when you collect enough of them, you start to map your inner world, the belief system that's attracting your outer world. Beliefs are not fixed. They are not facts. They are choices you forgot you made, and you can unchoose them. You can question the belief that says, I'm not smart enough. Who gave you that idea? Based on what evidence? Is it still true? Or the belief that says, good things don't last. Where did you learn that? Who benefits from you thinking that way? Every belief lives inside you like a spell, and the moment you challenge it, you weaken its hold. There's a reason the greatest minds, from ancient mystics to modern thinkers, have all said the same thing in different ways. As within, so without. As you think, so you become. Belief is the seed, reality is the fruit. And if the fruit is bitter, don't blame the tree. Go back to the root. Examine the soil. What's been growing in the dark without your awareness? Because once you become aware, you reclaim your power. You stop living on autopilot. You stop being a magnet for chaos. You begin to attract not what you fear, but what you choose. The shift doesn't require effort. It requires consciousness. It doesn't mean faking positivity. It means cultivating truth. A truth that resonates so deeply that it begins to bend reality around you. This is why some people seem to luck into success or happiness. They're not lucky. They're aligned. And alignment begins with clarity. What do you truly believe about love? About money? About yourself? Do you believe the world is friendly or dangerous? Do you believe you deserve good things, or are you constantly waiting for them to be taken away? Every answer shapes your field. Every assumption plants a seed, and every seed becomes your life. You cannot harvest roses from seeds of fear. The universe is not responding to your words. It's responding to your frequency, your energy, your inner state, and your beliefs are the architects of that state. If your internal world is filled with anxiety, shame, guilt, or scarcity, then even when beauty enters your life, you won't be able to receive it fully. You'll reject it, doubt it, destroy it, because it doesn't match your inner script. It doesn't fit the story you've been telling yourself. So here's the invitation. Rewrite the story. You don't have to become someone new. You have to remember who you were before the world told you who to be. Peel back the layers. Return to your essence. You are not broken. You are not unlucky. You are not cursed. You're simply believing in illusions that no longer serve you. And once you drop them, once you question them, life starts to move differently. It flows instead of resists. It opens instead of shuts down. It begins to reflect the truth you finally believe, that you are powerful, connected, and worthy. The moment you shift your beliefs, even slightly, the world begins to respond in new ways. Subtle at first, a stranger smiles at you. A small opportunity appears. You feel lighter, calmer, more centered. These are not coincidences. They are signals that the energy you're putting out has changed. The more consistent your inner transformation, the more profound the outer reflection becomes. But this is where most people stop. They see a little progress, then fall back into old patterns. Why? Because belief work is not a one-time affirmation. It's a daily practice of becoming conscious. You've spent years, maybe decades, absorbing beliefs from school, media, religion, family. Undoing them requires awareness, patience, and repetition. Every belief you hold is like a groove in your mind. And to create a new belief, you must carve a new path, again and again, until it becomes stronger than the old one. Let's look at a deeper layer. Many people try to manifest from a place of lack. They say, I want abundance, but the emotion behind the words is desperation. They focus on what they don't have, and that focus becomes a vibration of scarcity. The universe doesn't respond to the words. It responds to the frequency beneath the words. If your belief is rooted in fear, then fear is what you attract, even when your intentions seem positive. True attraction happens when your desires and your beliefs are in harmony. You want love, and you believe you're lovable. You want freedom, and you believe you're worthy of it. You want success, and you believe it's safe to succeed. When your inner world supports your outer goals, alignment becomes natural, effortless. Things begin to unfold without force. But there's a hidden trap in belief work, expecting instant results. We live in a culture obsessed with speed, but beliefs are like seeds. They need time to grow. If you plant a seed and dig it up every day to check if it's growing, you kill it. The same is true with new beliefs. Once you plant them, you must nurture them with trust, with repetition, with embodiment, not through anxious checking, but through inner knowing, and embodiment is key. A belief isn't real until you live it. You can say, "I believe in abundance," but if you panic every time you spend money, the old belief is still running the show. You can say, "I believe in love," but if you sabotage intimacy or push people away, your body is still loyal to fear. Belief is not just mental, it's emotional, behavioral, energetic. You must become the belief, walk it, speak it, live it, even before you see proof. Especially before you see proof. That's the paradox. You must believe before you have evidence. You must act as if, not to fake it, but to align with what you're calling in. This is why ancient traditions emphasize faith, not as blind obedience, but as inner certainty. The inner knowing that what you seek is already seeking you. And when your belief reaches that level of clarity, reality has no choice but to shift. But let's go even deeper. Many of your core beliefs are buried under emotion. A belief is often born in a moment of intensity, rejection, failure, trauma. And until that emotion is processed, the belief remains frozen in time. For example, if you were abandoned as a child, you may carry a belief that says, "People leave me." And that belief can shape your entire life, attracting unstable relationships, sabotaging connections, expecting betrayal. Not because you're cursed, but because your energy is trying to protect you. Your belief becomes a defense. To change that, you must not only question the belief, you must feel the feeling underneath it, the grief, the anger, the fear. Only then can the belief dissolve. Healing is not just mental. It's emotional, energetic, spiritual. And as you begin to release old pain, new space opens up inside you. Space for new beliefs, new stories, new experiences. And those new stories begin with choice. You can choose to believe that you are lovable, even if your past says otherwise. You can choose to believe that life supports you, even if you've faced hardship. You can choose to believe that miracles are possible, even if logic disagrees. Because belief is not limited by evidence. It creates evidence. What you believe becomes what you see. This is how we bend reality, not by force, but by frequency. Not by controlling others, but by aligning with our truth. The most powerful people in history, visionaries, mystics, leaders, understood this. They weren't always the smartest or most prepared, but they believed in something so strongly, so deeply, that the world began to rearrange around them. People followed their certainty. Opportunities arose from their conviction. Reality itself began to cooperate with their inner state, and this power is not exclusive. It's available to you right now, but only if you stop waiting for permission. Only if you stop outsourcing your power to systems, to people, to circumstances. Your belief is the first creative act before the manifestation, before the change, before the result. Everything starts there. So the real question is, what are you choosing to believe today? Because even in doubt, even in confusion, you're still believing something. You may believe you're stuck. You may believe life is unfair. You may believe your best days are behind you. And as long as you believe that, the world will echo it back. Not because it's true, but because you've tuned your frequency to it. To shift your life, you must shift your signal. That begins by speaking to yourself differently. Not with fake positivity, but with conscious direction. When fear arises, don't deny it. Acknowledge it, and then choose a higher truth. When the old story returns, don't fight it. Observe it, and then rewrite it. This is not easy work, but it's sacred work. Because with every new belief, you are reclaiming your life. And this reclamation changes everything. It changes how you walk into a room. It changes what you expect from relationships. It changes how you respond to failure. It changes your entire relationship with reality. Suddenly, you're not just surviving. You're creating. You're attracting. You're aligning, not from force, but from clarity. And this clarity is magnetic. When you truly believe in your value, others feel it. When you believe in your path, doors open. When you believe you are safe, the world becomes less threatening. You haven't changed the world, you've changed your lens. And through that new lens, you see a world that was always waiting for you to awaken. That is the hidden key. You don't attract what you want. You attract who you are. And who you are is shaped, moment by moment, by what you choose to believe. And now you stand at the threshold of transformation. Not because something external has changed, but because your awareness has deepened. You're starting to see that your beliefs are not just passive thoughts drifting in your mind. They're living forces, architects of reality, builders of destiny. And the more conscious you become of the beliefs you're holding, the more intentional you can be with the reality you're creating. Let's go further. Let's talk about one of the most misunderstood dynamics of belief, identity. Most people don't just have beliefs, they are fused with them. They don't say, I have the belief that I'm not creative. They say, I'm not creative. It becomes an identity. It wraps itself around your sense of self like a second skin. And identity is sticky. The ego will defend it, even if it causes suffering. Because to the ego, the familiar is safe, even when it's painful. So we cling to limiting identities because we're afraid of what we'd become without them. But here's the paradox. Every identity is a belief in disguise. A role you picked up, a script you were handed. Maybe you were told you were too sensitive, so you believed you were weak. Maybe you failed once, and now you believe you're not meant to succeed. Maybe someone rejected you, and now you believe you're not enough. But none of these identities are the truth. They're just beliefs repeated over time, hardened into masks, and these masks become cages. They dictate what you think you can or cannot do. They set invisible ceilings. They attract patterns that match the false identity, not your true potential. You might dream of being confident, but your identity says you're shy. You might want abundance, but your identity says you're just someone who struggles. And so you attract experiences that keep confirming the very thing you secretly wish to escape. Here's the way out. Dissolve the identity. This doesn't mean destroying who you are. It means questioning who you think you are. Start by observing your self-talk. Notice how often you say, I always, or I never. These phrases are identity traps. I always mess things up. I never get what I want. These aren't facts. They're declarations. Spells you cast over yourself without realizing what would happen if you simply paused. What would happen if, instead of saying, I'm not good at this, you said, I'm still learning. Instead of, I always attract the wrong people, you said, I'm starting to choose differently. Tiny shifts. But these shifts matter because your subconscious listens to every word. And what you affirm, you reinforce. But language is just one piece. Identity must also shift at the energetic level. If you see yourself as small, uncertain, broken, your energy contracts. You walk differently. You breathe differently. You speak with hesitation. But when you begin to believe, truly believe, that you are powerful, deserving, whole, your energy expands. People feel it. Life feels it. You stop shrinking, and the world responds to your expansion. And here's something important to remember. You don't need evidence to believe something new. You need courage. The courage to believe in a version of yourself you haven't met yet. The courage to let go of the old roles, even if they feel safe. The courage to walk in alignment with a new truth, even if the world hasn't caught up yet. Because here's the secret. The world will catch up. Reality lags behind belief. There's a delay. You plant the seed now, and the fruit comes later. This is why most people give up. They plant a new belief, but when life doesn't change instantly, they say, see, it didn't work. And they fall back into the old pattern, not realizing the process was already working. The shift had already begun, but they turned away too soon. You must learn to hold your belief through the silence, through the doubt, through the storm. Because if you hold it long enough, consistently enough, powerfully enough, it will shape your life. This is what ancient initiates knew. This is why mystics trained in solitude, in stillness. Not to escape the world, but to tune their inner world so precisely that their outer world had no choice but to follow. Belief was not something casual. It was sacred. A tool of manifestation. A channel of divine creation. And now, that power is in your hands. But here's the next layer of the mystery. Beliefs don't just attract experiences, they also repel. Every belief you carry not only pulls certain things toward you, it pushes others away. If you believe the world is dangerous, you may repel opportunities for trust and collaboration. If you believe you're not worthy, you may unconsciously reject love, compliments, or success. You may even sabotage your own progress, not because you don't want it, but because deep down, you don't believe you're allowed to have it. So what are you pushing away? What blessings are trying to reach you, but bouncing off your energy field because your beliefs won't let them in? Sit with that question. Sometimes, it's not about doing more. It's about believing differently. You don't need to chase what is meant for you. You need to become the version of yourself who can receive it. The moment you believe you are worthy, ready, and capable, that moment, the universe rearranges itself. Doors open. People show up. The right situations unfold, not because you forced them, but because you aligned with them. And in that alignment, life becomes magnetic. You stop chasing. You start attracting. You stop doubting. You start knowing. You stop reacting. You start creating. The external world no longer controls your internal state. Your internal state begins to shape your external world. And this reversal is the birth of true power. Once you declare a new belief, the real journey begins. This is the path of integration, where you no longer just speak your truth, you live it. Not occasionally, not when it's convenient, but as a way of being. Because belief is not a mantra you repeat, it's a state you embody. And that embodiment becomes the signal you send to the universe, but don't expect it to be smooth at first. When you shift your beliefs, your external reality often tests you, not to punish you, but to make sure you're serious. If you begin to believe, I am worthy of love, don't be surprised if old patterns try to return. That ex who never valued you might reappear. That old inner critic might grow louder. These are not setbacks, they're echoes of your old self, asking, are you really ready to let this go? And this is where most people get confused. They think the presence of difficulty means their new belief isn't working. But in truth, it's a sign that it is. Reality is adjusting. The old vibration is breaking apart. The discomfort is growth. Like muscles tearing before they grow stronger, your belief system is realigning. So stay with it. Keep showing up as the version of you who already believes. Walk in that energy even when it's uncomfortable. Especially then, this stage is sacred. You are reprogramming your subconscious. You are healing the nervous system. You are training your energy to align with a higher truth, and the more consistently you do this, the less effort it takes. One day, you'll wake up and realize the old belief isn't even there anymore. It's simply faded, dissolved, replaced by a deeper knowing. This is how identity transformation truly happens. Quietly, gradually, then all at once. Now take a moment and imagine this. What would your life look like if all your beliefs supported your highest self? If your thoughts weren't at war with your desires, but in harmony? What if your inner world was a sanctuary of strength, clarity, love, and abundance? Can you see how your outer world would have no choice but to reflect that? Because here's the deeper truth. Your external reality is not the source of your belief. It is the result of it. Most people live in reverse. They wait for life to give them evidence before they believe something is possible. They wait to feel loved before they believe they're lovable. They wait to succeed before they believe they're worthy. But creation doesn't work like that. Belief comes first. Evidence follows. This is the law of resonance. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are a match for. If you are vibrating at the level of fear, fear finds you. If you're vibrating at the level of truth, truth finds you. And when you become a living embodiment of peace, of purpose, of power, life reorganizes itself around you. You are not here to chase. You are here to align. You are not here to fix yourself. You are here to remember who you were before you were told you were broken. You are not here to force a new reality. You are here to believe in it so deeply, so consistently, that it unfolds naturally. And this belief is not passive. It's fierce. It's active. It asks you to show up every day as the person you claim to be, not just in meditation, not just in journal entries, but in your conversations, in your habits, in your choices. Every time you choose the new belief over the old one, you strengthen it. You carve a new path in your brain, your energy, your field, until it becomes who you are, not because you repeated it, but because you lived it. So here's the invitation. Audit your beliefs like your life depends on it, because it does. Look at every area of your life. What patterns keep repeating? What emotions keep surfacing? What results are you getting? Trace each one back to the belief that's feeding it. Then ask, is this belief mine? Where did I learn it? Do I want to keep it? Does it serve who I'm becoming? And if the answer is no, release it, replace it, rewrite it. You are the author now. You don't have to believe everything your past told you. You don't have to inherit the fears of your parents or the limitations of your culture. You don't have to let trauma dictate the trajectory of your life. Those beliefs were formed in survival. but you are here to thrive. And thriving begins with choosing different thoughts, holding different frequencies, becoming someone new, not because you're faking it, but because you're finally allowing it. And as your beliefs shift, the people around you might resist. That's normal. When you change, you disrupt the script others are used to. They may doubt you, project their fears onto you, try to pull you back. But don't take it personally. It's not about you. It's about their relationship with their own beliefs. You are simply holding up a mirror. And sometimes, being the mirror is the most powerful act of service. Because when you embody a new truth unapologetically, you give others permission to do the same. When you believe in your worth, you help others believe in theirs. When you live from alignment, you become a beacon. You no longer just change your life, you begin to change lives around you. That is the ripple effect of belief. It starts inside one mind, one heart, and it moves outward, into words, into choices, into energy, into impact, until one person's shift becomes a collective evolution. And this is what the ancient masters understood. Reality is not fixed, it is fluid, moldable, responsive. And the most potent tool you have is not your effort, it's not your status, it's not your resources, it's your belief. Pure, focused, aligned. Belief that pierces illusion. Belief that reorders energy. Belief that becomes knowing. And knowing that becomes creation. So let me leave you with this. What is the one belief you're choosing to embody starting today? Share it in the comments. Speak it, own it, plant it into the field. Let your belief become a signal, and let the universe respond.